Hello, hello. We all have been told somewhere along our conscious journey that awareness is key, that we must be aware of what we're thinking and feeling so that we can shift course. What if we let go of being aware of what we are thinking and became non-reactive to thought? What if we stayed in alignment, in awareness of presence, of our open heart, of love? What if we lived by feeling and not by thinking? You know, whenever we react to something inside or outside of our self, in our environment, to another person, to a situation, we're actually reacting to something that's going on inside of us. When I say us, I mean the consciousness. All of life is happening inside of our own consciousness. So when we react to something outside, we are actually causing disturbance within. So the more that we can actually be accepting, and acceptance is love, accepting of other people, of their journey, of their points of view, accepting of whatever comes our way, understanding that it's all inside of consciousness and really has no power without our reaction to it. We can just let it go. You know, I think I've heard a lot of, the older speakers in consciousness talk about, the stillness and the peace that is beyond understanding. It's mentioned in the Bible as well. And this peace can only be found through acceptance of our thoughts, the thoughts and actions of others, of situations, and actually being non-reactive, like watching our thoughts, witnessing them perhaps, but not being reactive to them. If I reacted to every thought that I notice within my own self, I could get myself quite upset. And in getting upset, I move into separation. The mind, the ego, and fear is what takes us out of our power. If we had no fear and we lived totally from the frequencies, those higher frequencies of love, joy, peace, serenity, acceptance, then our life would only show us or reflect to us these same things. So what if we felt things instead of think things? What if we felt our way through life instead of thinking our way through life? What if we accepted all of our feelings and allowed the pure feeling of these feelings without story to bring us back into wholeness and presence? Because that's what genuine feeling does. No matter what we label that feeling as, it's simply a sensation in the body. So when we're willing to tune in to that feeling, minus the story, it actually brings us back into unity and wholeness and that space of power. And how peaceful would our life be if we could accept all things? Somebody said to me the other day, oh, it's important to have boundaries. And I thought, is it? If we have a boundary, not only are we maybe excluding somebody else or their point of view, we're also closing ourselves in. I would rather be open-minded and open-hearted and be allowing, knowing that whatever others want to think or do doesn't have to affect me. And if I can stay in my open heart and in those frequencies of love, then, I don't need boundaries, because our energy only ever aligns us or reflects to us what's going on inside. So if there's disturbance in the outside world, that's coming from within. And instead of investigating it and creating story around it and dialoguing it, what if we went directly to the feeling? What if we felt it and allowed that feeling to be released from the body? Because all feelings that are held in the body, actually all memories that are held in the body, are held there by the feeling that is attached to them. Remember, it's the feeling that is the magnetic energy. It is the feeling or lack of feeling that has something attached to us or in our consciousness. So a memory is only stored because it has feeling attached to it, whether that is good or otherwise. So what if we stopped labeling things as good and bad, accepted everything that comes our way as our creation, and be non-reactive to anything we don't want to continue, yet feeling all of the feelings as they arise so that we can feel them, come into presence, bring love to that feeling and bring balance to it. Really needing to know things, really needing to prove our rightness, that is ego and that is separation. And I was one that really loved knowledge, and, I was happy to share my knowledge anywhere I could. And now I'm content with living through the heart and supporting anybody that is ready for this same journey back into wholeness and oneness, because I really believe this is the shortcut to living heaven on earth. Instead of fighting the mind by trying to change our thoughts using ego to change ego, which is hopeless, we actually rise to a frequency above the human mind and shift our state of being in such a way that we receive the divine mind and divine thought and divine wisdom, and that human ego of polarity is no longer a player. Yes, we'll still witness it, but if we can witness it and not let it affect us, not be reactive, then it never becomes a player in our life. Without being reactive and giving feeling to a thought, a lower thought, it just passes by like a cloud. So what if you just watched those thoughts like you're watching clouds, knowing that the sun's still shining above them and that you remain unchanged and grounded in your truth, regardless of what you witness within or in the apparent without, which of course is still within. Big love to you all.